Hey everybody, this is Nicholas, and I'm back with another one of WSU Vancouver Library's Quick Tips videos. Today I have some quick tips on how we can use the library's ebooks to be faster, more efficient, and more successful in our research, especially in times when, for whatever reason, we may not be able to visit the library in person. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start here on the library's homepage, and I'm going to go down to SearchIT, which is the same way we would start to find a physical book as well as an ebook. And now that I'm here, for this example, I figure that I am a History 105 student, and I'm looking for a historical monograph that's written recently but deals with the history of something that touches on both a contemporary event and themes and trends in global history. Since I'm doing a lot of teaching online, hence the Quick Tips videos, I figure I'll look at historical ways that we have taught at a distance. So I'm going to start with correspondence courses, an earlier method of distance education or remote education, and I'm going to find a bunch of items. In fact, 2 of the top 3 are ebooks, but then I've got some journals and other print books and things that right now I'm simply not able to access. If I want to limit what I'm doing to just a particular type of things, I can take my attention over here to the right-hand column and go down to where it says Type. Type is what's going to let me to select a certain kind of item. And right now, it's going to let me select print books, archival materials, government documents, microform, or journals. We don't even see ebooks on that list. But if we go to Show More, eBooks is there. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And while I'm at it, I'm going to click on e-audio and e-video because I'm focused on things that I can access without coming in physically to the library. Now that I've made those selections, I'm going to click on Apply Filters. If I don't hit the green Apply button, my changes don't take effect. And now we see over here that eBooks and e-audio and e-video are in our active filters. And all that means is we don't see anything that's not an ebook or an e-video, which is helpful for us right now. And as I come through here, I see some things that might work, but I have to go down to the second page. And we should make a habit of going to the second page because our sorting algorithms are good, but they're not perfect. And so we'll want to make sure there's nothing buried here. But I'm not super thrilled with these results. So instead of correspondence courses, I'm going to let's try Pioneer Education. See maybe what they did in a one-room schoolhouse or something like that. When that comes up, you'll notice that I've lost my eBooks items here. So I need to go back down. This time we'll see that eBooks is on the first section of Type. And if I go to Show More, I can still find e-audio and e-video. And I'm going to apply those filters. Now, if you're searching at home and you know that you just want ebooks because you can't come into the library right now, if you go over to these filters and click the lock, that's going to keep that particular search, what we call a filter. We're going to filter out everything that's not an ebook. And any search I do until I turn that off, it's just going to give me ebooks. And now as I go through, Mormon Midwife, the indomitable Mary Easton Sibley, pioneer of women's education in Missouri. These are things that look like they might work. This one looks like it's more of an education book than a history book, so I'll ignore that. This book on one room, schools and school teachers in the West, looks really good. And let's keep scrolling because we have some good things. Maybe there's some more. And again, our filters are good, but we always want to keep looking because They're not that good. Okay. Let's take a look at the indomitable Mary Easton Sibley. See what made people describe her that way. And when I click on this, I see that we have online access, which is good. And as I scroll down, we'll always want to look at the detail, because the subjects here will tell us if there are other books in, if this is a good book for us, chances are other books on the same subject will also be good. These particular subjects look pretty specific. I'm not researching just Missouri, but I'll look there on other books in the future. Let's go to Ebook Central Academic Complete, which is where this ebook exists, to see what we can find about it. And as we're waiting for that to load, the next things that we're going to look at are going to be based on how we change the screen of the ebook reader around to give us just the right kind of reading experience. And so I'm going to show you things that make it the right kind of reading experience for me, but the best reading experience for you might be something different. So I hope I'm giving you a rundown of ways that you can manipulate the screen to look better for you, but you don't have to imitate what I've done. I have some pretty specific vision issues that makes me like things a little bit bigger. But now that we're back here and our book has come up, most of the books that we find, or a goodly number of them, are going to be in this tool called ProQuest Ebook Central. Now, you don't need to remember the name of it, but here are some options that we have for navigating it. Two that I think are going to be most popular are Read Online and Download Book. Download Book involves using some other software, Adobe Digital Editions or the Bluefire Reader, which I'm going to deal with in a separate video. Today I want to talk about Read It Online, which if you click on it, you can then read the book online. It's nice how that measures up. And when I do that, I get to this basic interface. And it can be really tempting just to go right over here to the arrow and start flipping pages to go through the book. But you'll notice we don't see the whole page on one screen, and we have this table of contents over here. So there are some things that we can do to customize this to be more comfortable for us. On the right, in the table of contents, if I'm dealing with a technical book or a nonfiction book, where really I just want information about one particular thing, I might use this to figure out exactly which pages I'm focused on and go straight there. Let's say I'm doing history and I'm really interested in Fort Osage and not so much in the rest of this. I could use this to go right over there. On the other hand, if I'm reading this like a novel, or there's a narrative that begins at the start of the book, and I might want to, start at the beginning and turn each page until I get to the end, I can do that as well. So right now, I'm going to click that X, give myself some more real estate so I can read. Now, my scrolling finger is going to get tired if I have to go back and forth like this all the time. So I'm going to go over here to these three items on the top right of the screen. Zoom out, zoom in, which we can guess what they do. They zoom out and they zoom in. And then this stack here, which does lovely things where I can fit it to the page width, which basically makes it as wide as it'll go without having to scroll from side to side. And I can read everything as big as it'll go that way. Or I can fit it to a page. And now I'm working on this lovely, gigantic, big monitor where I can read everything that's here comfortably without having to scroll. So I might start this way, and I can either scroll top down, or I can use these buttons to change pages. And this is comfortable for me. You may find something else is comfortable. You may like to click back over here and have your page and your table of contents at the same time. It's all up to you. We can also click here to dog-ear the page and leave ourselves a little bookmark. There's a bookmark icon in the top corner as well. We can also make notes or highlight sections if we want to. This item here that looks like the Twitch stream icon is actually the citation icon. So if I decide I'm going to use this in my work, I can copy and paste the citation from here. History 105 students, be aware that it defaults to MLA, which is for English scholars and humanities scholars. You'll probably want the Chicago bibliography format. So we can switch there. It's going to move around and format it in Chicago style, and then we can select all, Control A or Command A, and then copy it, Control C or Command C, and we're good to go. You will still have to format the hanging indent and a few other things. And when we copy citation formats, we always want to proofread it because sometimes there are issues. Like I see one here. Even though there's a middle initial there, we don't have 2 periods in a row. So we'll have to fix little things like that. If I close that down, I can create a link if I want to share this with someone else. I can print if that's my thing. Download some of it as a PDF or download the whole thing, which, again, I'm going to talk about in another video about some of the other software that we'll use. But that is the basic rundown. We now have enough information to find a book that we need and to navigate it once we get here. And we've seen that there are options for moving around the book. There's a good search option that we can use. If we take bookmarks or make our notes, we can see them here. If you choose to do that, you'll want to sign in to the service to do that. So those are a few things that we can do. And that pretty much wraps up our quick tips for today. Since we've started, we've seen how to use SearchIT to find the type of book that is ebook or e-videos, to narrow down to that, and how we have to click apply in the little ticky box to save our choices, and how we can click on the lock to keep those choices permanent throughout several different changes until we sign out of the web page. Once we get to the book, we've learned how to use the table of contents and change the screen around to fit our particular interests. If you have any more questions, go ahead and contact the library. You can send us a chat message. The library's homepage has a text chat that's open from noon to 6 p.m. Mondays through Saturdays. And you can also send us an email to van.library@wsu.edu. And if you have a good suggestion, we'll make a video that covers the information that you think is important. So go ahead and contact us, and stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll have another video up soon. Thank you very much.